live edition of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Matt.
And today we're going to be drinking with friends. Just going to be hanging out and talking about whiskeys that we enjoy sharing with others. So,
All right. And then joining us is Erik Wait, Jason from the Master Drum, and Bobby Sam from My Whiskey She Wines. So I guess all you guys introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Erik.
Let Erik go first.
I'm screwing with stuff at the moment. Someone else talk.
Fine.
How we doing, guys? Jason from the Master Drum, live from New York. Thanks for having me on, Matt and Sarra,
Appreciate it.
and Will. Appreciate it. Live from New York.
Got an echo.
Yeah, it's me. I fixed it. Sorry.
Come on, Erik.
I know. Jeez. Old people. You know, what are
You
you
get to
gonna do?
3,000 subs, Erik, and then you're screwing stuff up already.
Yeah.
You're
All right.
drinking today, though, so it is what it is.
Well, I guess I really don't need to watch the StreamYard chat. I can just stick with the regular chat.
Yeah, that seems to work better anyway. For whatever reason, it's not as fast in the StreamYard.
All right.
Is what it is.
But I don't have any screaming children in the background.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell at them again.
while he's doing that, Bobby Sam wants to introduce themselves.
All righty.
Hey,
Yep.
we're Bobby and Sam. A lot of you probably came over from our chat. Maybe not. I don't know.
We're I
we were
Whiskey
just-
She Wines,
yeah.
and we're a husband-wife couple that kind of reviews whiskey.
Right-ish, among other things. And we wear hats that Ralphie wear. Cheers.
So we thought we would have a little, YouTube get together tonight and just kind of discuss whiskeys you enjoy sharing with others, whether that be getting them into the category or just personal favorites that you enjoy sharing with other people. But we're starting off with the Jameson Caskmates, the Stout Edition. This was a really, really good bottle of whiskey. We bought a couple of them already. It's very, very enjoyable. So I feel like it's a good gateway for people to get into whiskey in general. It's something that we'll always replace at the house for that reason.
And I'm Erik. I've got two channels, a wine channel and a whiskey channel. So I usually don't do this. I don't combine them. So I've got wine going on here because it's dinner time. This is a Grenache, also known as Grenache in Spain, but this one's from California. This is from Casa Dumetz. The winemaker is Sonia Madevsky, who is the wife of Emilio Estevez, the actor.
Ooh.
So I used to do there used to be a show called The Wine Down. She was the host, and I provided photography in the background for the show. So I met her years ago, and I've got a bunch of her wines, and so I'm having a little bit of Grenache with some pasta for dinner. But afterwards, I plan on uncorking a Glengoyne, the Legacy Series, Chapter 1, 2019. It's unchill filtered. Curious to see what it's like. I'll have that as dessert.
I need something, Bobby. I'm not drinking shit right now.
So
I'm empty.
I'm gonna kick it off in things. I guess the theme is things you like to share with friends and
I'm your friend.
right. So I love Booker's, and this is Shiny Barrel 1902, which was a pretty good batch. But like when my friends come over and they want to like to, you like this or you like that or whatever, and they say, well, what do you like? And I usually give them Booker's because this kind of really encompasses what into. So okay.
Are we all spinning?
You got a little jumpy there for a second.
I think they're frozen.
I don't. I think they're just staring at their screen. Oh no, maybe they are frozen.
Yeah, they were a little jumpy there.
They were, and then all of a sudden they just kind of went off.
So I like to share food. I like to share food and wine with my friends, but most of my friends aren't whiskey people. They're wine people, so I end up sharing food and wine rather than whiskey. So part of that theme. I'm not the best cook, but I have about a dozen different things that I can do pretty well. So passable. So I prefer to date chefs.
You provide the wine, they provide the food.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's a great winning situation for everybody.
There you go.
Indeed. Got it going on over there, Jason.
Yeah, luckily I love to cook and also serve all my whiskeys, so you get a 2-for-1 deal. When it comes to sharing, or luckily most of my family are kind of newbies when it comes to whiskey. So I had kind of a cool story. I had them all over for Thanksgiving last year, and my whiskey. The Mash and Drum channel was only, maybe 4 months old at that time, and they wanted to kind of learn how to taste different whiskeys and learn about new whiskeys. So it was a good opportunity for me to take out some bottles and see what they liked. So it's interesting, Will, that you pulled out the Jameson Caskmates because that was one of the ones I pulled out. So what I did was I gave them an Irish whiskey, a Scotch, and a bourbon, just kind of to start out with and see what they would like as far as a flavor profile.
Is it going to be too high proof?
Exactly.
Like where do you stand in your journey?
Yeah, so where do you kind of fall? When it came to bourbons, I did some traditional bourbons. I started with some Buffalo Trace. I also added Larceny in there, give them kind of a wheated experience, a wheater bourbon, see if that was kind of smoother. So my family members that geared towards bourbon was geared towards like Weller Special Reserve or something like that. The wheated bourbon, something a little bit more smooth, a little less harsh. I had my uncle and my other cousins kind of actually really liked the Irish whiskey, so they kind of geared towards there. And I had my one uncle really loved the Scotch, so I actually started him off with Glendronach 12, and he loved it. So he was drinking that all night. And then I had one cousin that wanted to try the Ardbeg, and he almost killed the bottle that entire night. So it was
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. And tonight, just for I had to raid my mom's cabinet a little bit. I found a Four Roses single barrel in there, so I'm drinking some of that.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with that. Sharing that with a friend.
Nope.
Absolutely, yeah. That was one of the ones that I pulled out. Once they got more into the bourbons, we started tasting some a little bit more exclusive whiskeys. I did whip out some of my Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and then some George T. Stagg to share with the family to see how they would take for that. That was a little bit too hot for them, so they kind of stayed in that. Weller Antique actually seemed to be the favorite that night. So
I think it'd be really weird, going to work the next day. Oh, I got a headache. Oh, you partying last night? Yeah, I was drinking with my mom.
yeah.
My dad drank beer. My dad drank beer, Michelob with pizza or whatever, and my mom really didn't drink.
Yeah,
so really interesting.
My mom's favorite bourbon right now is Henry McKenna. She loves that stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
She likes the orange character, right?
Yeah, last night we cracked open Mic Drop batch 3 on my live stream on Wednesday night, and it's extremely orange creamsicle type flavor profile to it. She loves it.
You should have her try the Auchentoshan American Wood, I think it is. That one's super sick. I did that during my live stream earlier today. That one's really, really, really.
You're saying that, yeah. I also want her to try Old Grandad 114 too, because she likes a little bit of a higher proof stuff, and that one comes off to me as very citrusy as well, and also it'll have some, it's got the proof point to it. It's got a high. Right. I think she likes a little bit of a higher rye with what I'm seeing. Okay. So.
Hey, they're back.
Hey,
Right, I think we got it fixed. I reset my modem. Hopefully, we're good now.
Carry on.
I finally got my kids to stop yelling. Jeez,
Well,
For now.
fucking nightmare. Anyway,
Working on over there.
And they're a bitch.
just for Eric Schwab, we got Mellow Corn. I know Sam loves this too.
I'm
I'm pretty sure
love mellow
Eric's
corn.
responsible
that
for
too.
the price increase of this as well in the whiskey tribe. It's all Eric's fault, but it's actually a good whiskey. And it's $10.
I'll have some.
What did the price go up to on that?
It was $10. Now it's $15.99.
Fuck that.
I mean,
I love it.
when you think like to raise something 60%,
Yeah.
like that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Cocky.
We
you know,
find it for $8.99 sometimes.
Yeah.
Before
Mhm.
I haven't really
like
looked.
if it's like $50. It's like $50 and you raise it 60%. That's from $9 to 15. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Still worth it.
It
Says
yeah, it is. But it should be so much cheaper. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I guess everybody's in the chat. We got 59 right now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we got Lynx Cat, Eric Schwab, Ben Stahl, Patrick Fulmer, My Screaming Children, Steve A, Dram Man, William Devilar, Don Rance, The Whiskey Dick, Bill, let's see, T Green, New Dram Drinker, Stellar Matrix, OG Brit 420, Michelle Lynn, Mark Goins, and Richie Z, Travis Wallard, Whiskey Brazil, Cliff Smith, Robot Scott,
Patton, make it happen.
Captain is definitely in there. There's tons of others. I know.
Tech 187 and Robot Scott.
There we go. Oh, and our friend Pit Face Barbecue, which is Brian. They won two first places this weekend at the Bedford Barbecue and Blues Festival. So congrats, guys.
Congratulations.
So that's awesome.
Very nice, man.
Yeah.
So, and Mark wants to know about the Lone Elm Barrel Pick. That went awesome on Saturday. So
That did go really awesome on Saturday.
That was
I think we actually ended up buying 2 barrels.
well, yeah,
Well.
we only had
I think one of them only had 4 bottles in it.
yeah,
but
so
we still
technically
got it.
true. So all good. All right, so let's get on with the drinking because this is crazy children. Oh my God! See this.
It's going to be in therapy. Our dad used to do these live streams, and he would drink and then yell at us when we're making noise. And how did that make you feel? You know,
He's like, my dad didn't share. I was really mad. That's probably they're going to tell her. They're like, I had to wait till I was 21 and it sucked.
My 6-year-old says, "Dad, are you drinking bourbon for I Whiskey She Wines?" And I'm like, "How did you know that?"
Yeah. He also wants to start his own YouTube channel now, and I'm like, no.
That's
He's like, but you have a setup. Let me do it. And I'm gonna do dances from Minecraft. I'm like, that's not gonna happen.
My godson watches my channel, and I'm having that blend contest, a blend to get in too. And he's 11 years old and he made a blend.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Our nephew does
I'm really
animation
educating the future.
Our nephew does stop motion animation videos on YouTube and actually gets more views than our channel. So I'm not going
Oh
to
my
say
God.
And our 5-year-old likes to get up in front of the camera, and he sounds just like him. Hello, welcome on into the Whiskey Crusaders.
He might listen to me edit videos a little bit too much. I don't know. It's possible.
All right. Well, as we all know, today is September 2nd, which is birthday bourbon day. So I had to pull out 17 and 18's birthday bourbon. So we're drinking both of those. And these are great ones to share with the people that are really, I guess, say more advanced whiskey drinkers, but anybody good to share it with if they really enjoy a good whiskey. So
If you wanted one of the 2019s, you had to wait in line since yesterday.
yeah,
No,
not
Saturday. Since Saturday, but they cut him off yesterday at 4. Sunday at 4.
So you would have
They
been
had
in line
72 bottles.
at least 18 hours if you wanted a birthday bourbon this year from the distillery.
Yeah.
holy cow.
No thanks. I'm good.
Bobby was going to do it.
I was gonna drive down this morning.
Yeah, he was going to go early this morning, and then
I would have waited in line for like an hour.
yeah,
But
and then, no, we're not about that life.
Oh, yeah, Scott says dummies in here. Hey, Scott.
I'm just hoping to get lucky and find one somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah,
Something else.
I like these.
Hmm?
I like these.
because they can't just have 72 bottles of it.
No, they got a lot. That's just what they released this morning at the distillery.
Yeah, they have, I think they said 13,000 bottles they're releasing this year.
Yeah, they'll send it out. That's
Yeah.
just what they
I
gave
know.
out today.
So did anybody barbecue today?
Yeah, I barbecued.
Yeah, because Labor Day is supposed to be about barbecues, the beach, and
I made burgers.
there you go.
And
Yeah,
bacon.
Our neighbor made
I ate my neighbor's barbecue.
yeah.
Even better when you don't have
Our
to
neighbor made barbecue chicken and then also pulled pork for dinner.
Yeah,
she fed us twice.
They lunch and dinner.
You had some. I barbecued some burgers today, some hot dogs, some ribs. We did some corn on the cob with some honey butter and cilantro and cheese.
Sounds good. I think we're coming to Jason's. That sounds awesome.
We had a lot of barbecue yesterday at the Bedford Barbecue and Blues Festival.
Yep.
Yes, it was really good. Especially Brian. Surprised he won.
I'm moving on to Michter's American.
Oh, I love that. So that is vanilla ice cream in a bottle right there.
You know, again, with the just very approachable, very easy to sip on, even at serving it neat to somebody that isn't used to sipping on something 40%, 41.7% ABV.
Hey, Richie Z, I sent Scott the link, so if he wants to join us, he's more than welcome.
So I just got a text from Scott. He sent me. It's the screen's too small. You wouldn't be able to see it, but it's a hamster shoving food in its mouth.
I don't think I want to see that.
Anyway, well, we were just getting ready to go live. I'm like, crap, I'm hungry. Do I want to be hungry for an hour and then be drinking whiskey? And then by the time I get around to eating dinner, it'll be late. And so no. I'm gonna make dinner and have some wine. Start that way.
I love it.
Well, I mean, for Eric, what time is it there?
7:30.
I don't have to. 7:30. So I get it. I'd be fucking hungry too at 7:30.
That's when we ate. We ate dinner at 7:30.
We had dinner at 7:30, and now it's 10:54.
That was 3 hours ago. But yeah, that's what time we ate here.
Yeah, 10:54 Sam time.
Yeah, we had dinner at 5, and now we're having second dinner.
Bacon dinner.
I got a nice cannoli upstairs waiting for me when I'm done.
Oh,
Shoot your face.
I love a good cannoli.
Cannoli.
Yeah, those are the best.
So
You can eat anytime. Shut up.
Heard that.
So I'm going lighter than you guys, and yet this is at 15.5% ABV, which is almost a port. So Grenache or Grenache is a very late ripening. I'm gonna get ready to go sleep. It's a very late ripening grape. So by the time it gets ripe, it's got a ton of sugar, and so a ton of sugar equals a high alcohol. So this is a very high alcohol wine, and most producers will blend out, put in some Sarra, Mourvèdre, and sort of back it off a little bit, but not this one. I like it.
Straight,
big and fruity.
So that's a straight
Grenache. Yeah,
straight
100% Grenache.
Nice.
Isn't ganache the fancy chocolate?
This is spelled Grenache, or in Spanish Garnacha, Garnacha.
I can't spell either.
Oh,
Grenache. So good.
Grenache. It's really well known in Châteauneuf-du-Pape as part, or the Southern Rhone as part of Grenache, Sarra, and Mourvèdre blends. But anyway,
Ganucci.
That's not Italian, brother.
Doesn't matter. Just let him talk the way he wants to talk. Jason, keep talking like that always. Fuck.
I've been hanging out with my family all week, so my New York accent is back in full effect over here.
I love it. I love any and all accents.
Reminds me of home.
I was gonna say Sarah went up to Massachusetts for a week. She came back with it. It was hilarious.
Was she like, I gotta go to the doctor?
Get out of the car.
This whiskey's wicked awesome.
No, it comes out pretty bad if I get really pissed off. It's fun.
Yeah, we let
I'm jealous. We're in
moderate when he's
Kentucky and we
sober.
don't have accents where we're from.
I know.
We're very vanilla.
Like an hour south of us.
An hour south of us, you can't understand them unless you really listen to their dialect and understand it. But us, we're basic. We're basic bitches, as always.
All right, guys. So let me ask you in the I guess the spirit of finding whiskeys that we share with others. Do you guys have a ringer whiskey that you feel like maybe 8 times out of 10 when you give it to someone, you feel like you'll they will most likely like it? Is there a ringer whiskey, or does it kind of go across the board?
Yeah. Everybody likes it. They don't even know that they like it. They think they like it.
Well,
It depends what they're trying to get from.
they might not really.
No. No.
Yeah. So
I can tell you right now
so
what it is. It's not even good.
if we give somebody the Van Winkle lot,
They
B,
have an orgasm, and I'm like,
they're like, oh, it's so good.
It's so good. And I'm like,
I have a theory that I could pour like a rye whiskey in there,
and they'd be like, oh my
And then
god,
this pappy is so
delicious. And we let everybody try it. Like,
No,
everybody
I don't
tries it, and I'm like,
the power of
I did it blind. It sucks.
it doesn't suck. It's
I
just
pick it last every time. Every fucking time.
To answer your question, I think for me it would be just the regular Weller Special Reserve. It's pretty easy to get, and
Yep.
it's the well-rounded. Every single person that I've suggested it to or given a sample to has really enjoyed it and kind of helped them along their journey to move on to other things.
Yeah, that's actually a really good pick. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Mine's kind of a surprise. I feel like whenever I give a beginner, mind you, anyone that I give Angels Envy to loves it.
Really?
They're like 7 out of 10 times they love Angels. Now remember, this is a beginner. This is someone that hasn't really dove into whiskey, but between the ease of drinking and the sweetness to it, and it's a good sipper. I mean, people really love it. That's how I started. My mom, my cousin, everybody got into whiskey through Angel's Envy. It was a very
It's a sweeter. It's
Yeah.
sweeter.
yeah. Now they can't even touch it.
Yeah.
Also we pulled this one out
Slide them
too.
off.
Blade and Bow. Yeah, there hasn't been one that I've had try this that didn't like it and want to keep going. We pulled that one out for that reason too.
So I don't have any whiskey friends locally here, but mostly wine. But I've had clients. I'm at a business meeting, whatever. Someone I don't know comes up and I say, "Hey, are you Erik Wait?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I hear you're the guy to talk to about whiskey. and like, oh, okay. So we start chit chatting about whiskey, and it's funny. I ask them, how much you want to spend, and what do you like? And what they often like is Angel's Envy. That comes up a lot. So that gives me an idea of what to recommend because they're here and they want to buy something or whatever. But yeah, that seems to be really, really common. I think it's a little sweeter, super easy to approach.
Yeah,
not super.
definitely.
That's why people like it.
Even the Angel's Envy rye, it doesn't really taste like a traditional rye because it's so candy because it's finished.
Right.
It's waffles and syrup is what it is.
Yeah, it's waffles.
Breakfast and waffle.
Yeah, waffles. I always describe it as waffles, syrup with toasted marshmallows on top.
Oh yeah.
Of course, one of the advantages of growing a beard is, so when I'm in a meeting tomorrow and people say, "So Erik, what did you drink last night?" All I have to do is go, I think I had some wine last night.
So, Matt, because you have so many bottles and you have so many choices, what do you generally, if someone wants to try a bourbon, what do you whip out? If someone wants to try a scotch, what do you whip out?
Well, it depends on where they're at in their journey. If they're just starting to get into scotch, usually Glenfiddich 14-year Bourbon Barrel Reserve or Glen Ross Bourbon Barrel. For scotch and for bourbon, I usually try to give them usually like Buffalo Trace or Eagle Rare, something that's fairly easy.
Yeah.
And if it's, or even Henry McKenna, the regular one works pretty well with people, to be real honest, because it's lower, since it's only 80 and it's a lower proof. It doesn't have
the old brown label.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I never thought of that one.
People tend to. That's funny. I've blind tested people on that one before. They didn't know a lot about it. They're like, I paid like $50 for that. I'm like, good, because it's a 175 for $20. So no, it's actually a good one to throw in a blind regular Henry McKenna. So I've been surprised we'll actually pull that one out, which is pretty funny. But it's good, and people seem to like it. So I don't think they can really complain. But if you want to go to heavier stuff, as far as like peated scotches or something, usually Ardbeg or Lefroy is a good place to start for people if they're ready to take the deep dive.
I tend to start people a little lighter. Simple. If you're going to go smoke, if they're asking about smoke, I'll go. But then you have to go. Okay, what's available? So you put your phone, go to whatever your local major store, and then see what they got available. But I tend to go something a little bit lighter with the peat. If I like Oban, and Oban 14, a little bit lighter, and tend to be generally available. But then I do tell them, hey, but my favorite Ardbeg 10, always I mean, I'll throw it in there just because I really like it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'll suggest something lighter as well.
Yeah, Highland Park's usually a good lighter one to start them with, or Coahuila or something like that. But like the Talister's good. Old Pulteney's good ones to throw in there for that. Those are always good, fun ones. So
Yeah, I think the one that Will actually is drinking now, the Michter's American, is a really great introductory one too, because it's so
definitely
it's easy. It's very vanilla forward. It's really easy to sip.
It's not too barrel tannic.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, the used oak brings some oak, but not a whole lot.
It's funny. I tend to do most of my wiki. Most of my whiskey recommendations actually at liquor stores or whatever. So you're looking at stuff and you're checking out prices and stuff, and then you see someone that looks like they're lost, like, and they're like, okay, and then there's nobody there working the floor, and
They don't know what they're doing anyway.
yeah,
Right.
So I ask them. So are you looking for something? And they're like, yeah, I want to look at. So I ask them, is it for you or is it a gift? How much you got to spend and what flavor profiles? What do you tend to like? And then funny, I always look. Do they have any balcones? Do they have any iron root? I've been kind of a PR man for Texas here locally.
Those are two to start them on, though.
Nothing wrong
Actually,
with that.
Eric Schwab actually brought up a good one. He said Old Pulteney, but Old Pulteney, I take out when I'm introducing a bourbon person that's kind of into bourbon that wants to try to get into scotch. I find that one to be a really good one.
Yep.
Old Putney 12, 15, whatever it may be.
I like the 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one for somebody that is used to Isla's but hasn't gone down the briny trail. Peat can sometimes bring, if they don't like peat, but they still want something else in their scotch. Old Pulteney's a great way to go.
Right.
All that sea salt without any of the smoke.
I think the 15 probably has the best quality price ratio in their lineup as well.
Yeah, I would agree. I would even throw Talisker in there too in that mix.
Yep.
So what ryes usually get people when you start pulling ryes? Because that's usually a little harder one because of the
We don't.
spices in a rye.
We don't have many.
I know you do.
Actually, now I guess we have some Pikesville. Or
No.
some
Oh,
Sagamore.
and you have Sagamore because Tim gave you 3.
We have
In terms of recommendations, and I'm not kidding, I'm not joking, I have to pull up my phone and I'll show them a Whiskey Tuber channel and show them a video on something that somebody else has recommended, whether it's my own or somebody else. So if somebody asked me about ryes, I would show them Jason's top 7 ryes. There you go. Pick one of those. That's the guy you want to listen to. Now,
Yeah, I'd
now,
probably
if
do the same
someone's about to croak and they're on their deathbed, I'd go, okay, watch my video on top 10 whiskey before you die.
Good choice. Oh, that's funny as hell.
What's your phone number? I'll send you the link. You can watch it so I can walk away.
I think I slipped on Sarra. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the first rye I ever introduced anyone ever to is not Pikesville, is actually Rittenhouse, because it's a sweeter rye. It's 100 proof. You get the rye spiciness, you get the mint, you get some of the, but it's interesting because that was originally was supposed to be made in a high rye fashion, but then once it was acquired in the 80s by to be a Kentucky rye, which is a low rye. So it's very sweet, it's very fruity, it's got a lot of flavor to it, it's kind of easy, it's not that super high spice. So yeah, that's usually the first one, and I could pretty much tell right away if someone's gonna like rye just based off of that, because if it gets any higher rye in that, then they're probably not gonna like it.
So what you had touched on it before, but I like letting people try the Angel's Envy rye because it's so sweet that they get just a touch of those typical rye notes, but they can at least kind of get an idea if that's where they want to
start with.
if that's where they're at and kind of go from there.
Yeah. Most ryes, when I introduce them, and that's a big reason why I put in my video, I put the cocktails for them to kind of get used to that rye flavor. I feel that's kind of the best way to ease them into it rather than going into it straight up. So, the first drink I put in there, the Whiskey Smash, is That one is that's a staple. Whenever I want to introduce someone to a rye, I mean, it's 2 ounces of rye whiskey, a little bit of simple syrup, and a little bit of lemon juice with some mint. You throw that in a glass with some crushed ice, and it's really easy to drink. And you get the rye spice flavor, but it doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sagamore really is a good one to start a lot of people on for rye because it's only 51% rye.
Yeah.
And so that's a good one. And also, of course,
Style rye.
regular Sazerac rye is another good one to start people on.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I would have put Baby Saz on my list, but I can't get it very easily.
See here, it's by the case.
Gosh, I never see it.
Yep.
Weird.
So like just sharing, not necessarily beginners. I think Pikesville. This is just good shit. I like.
I'll have some.
Like Sam will have some. I'll share some right now.
He's gonna share it with his wife right this second.
I'm really big on this. This is ryes aren't something I typically go to in general, but I this one is if I'm gonna grab a rye, it's probably gonna be Pikesville.
Oh yeah, that was my number one. I drink Pikesville all the time. I go through at least a bottle of that every. I'm gonna be nice and say maybe every month, but it's probably less than that.
So the only rye I actually have, and I haven't opened this particular bottle, is the Lot 40 cask strength.
The only rye you have. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. So I have some high rye bourbons, but I don't have any ryes.
What was
Out of
that?
all those whiskeys behind
That's
you.
crazy.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to do a Canadian month, and I've tasted this at the Whiskey Fest, but I haven't gotten to this particular bottle. But it's the only rye I have. So one of these days I'll get into it. And it's one I can't recommend because you can't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, lot 40, but even the regular lot 40 rye is a damn good rye.
Lot 40 good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Peerless is a fantastic rye, but for the price, I can't recommend it to people. But
Yeah,
exactly. The cash, this is fantastic.
As prices come down on the Peerless eventually, because it is going to get there soon, I think it'll get up there. And as Sagamore becomes more available around the country, that's going to start moving up my list very quickly because I love Sagamore.
Definitely. Yeah, they're in, I think about half. They're like in 30-something states, I think they said.
Yeah.
It's time. Stag Junior, baby.
That's always a good one to share.
You said that one's one in your mom's cabinet?
No, this one I bought here because I can't get this in Ohio.
Okay.
Grab this, yeah.
I was going to say, good job, Mom.
Yeah. This is a little bit too high proof for my mother. She generally likes to stay in the 100 proof range. This came in at 100. This is batch, I think it was batch 11, 127.9 proof.
Ooh.
Yeah. This one's got some nuts to it.
This one at? Yeah, this one's 129.5.
Wait a minute.
Nice.
I don't know which batches these all are. I know that Steve or some of the other people in the chat, they know this stuff by heart. So
Yeah, Steve A just said, yeah, that's 11. So this is batch 11.
They know their shit, man.
Yep.
We just finished the pour of the Balcones pot still.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Another one we like to share with
Another
people.
one.
I just
it's a
poured the single malt.
price. Yeah, reasonable price, fairly easy to get for most, but
At least most around us.
yeah, $30. Can't beat it.
I just
you can't do that at all.
For a Balcones product, come on.
Yeah. I was just lucky enough to get that Balcones French oak. And is it bad? I went through 3/4 of the bottle in like a week.
Holy shit, Jason.
Wow. Wow.
I couldn't stop it. It gets sweeter. And as it opens up, it's like candy. I can't stop.
And then it tastes more and more like water the more of you drink in one sitting.
Okay, so I'm not.
Then eventually your taste buds are just fried and you're just like drinking like water.
I'm not shocked that Jason drinks that much whiskey. What I'm shocked is during that time he's still putting out a shit ton of content in terms of videos. So how do you drink that much? And it's not like you're reviewing it the whole time. Plus he has to drink whiskey or whatever for his videos. So holy cow, that guy drinking a shitload.
It's a hard life, but somebody's got to live it.
Yeah,
I'm moving on to Blade and Bow.
It's a tough life. I do it for the viewers. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I'm moving on to Blade and Bow.
For science and medicinal purposes.
Medicinal. It's always medicinal.
Mostly medicinal purposes in my case.
Holy cow.
Mostly medicinal.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You know something I love to share, and this is beginners or anybody. Or I've been on 2 barrel picks, and so I did a 4 Roses and I did a Russell's, and I've got a bottle of each, and I like to let people try that and just say and compare it against the standard, and say this is why I picked this barrel. Like, this is the flavor profile I got from it, and this is what I liked about it, and this is why I voted for, because both of them were groups, and both of them, the one that I voted on was the one that ultimately ended up getting picked. So that's kind of cool. But I like to share that with people, and you know,
Both of the barrel picks that we've done, both Sarah and I have picked the one that we ended up going with. So it makes us happy as well. I can understand where you come from with that.
Yeah, you take pride in it, and
Yeah, absolutely. Because especially
guys,
when
I have to go to bed. I have to get up at 5:30, and I'm very tired, and I'm falling asleep. So Bobby's gonna stay.
Good
morning.
night.
Night night.
Sam, thanks for coming.
Yes.
Good night.
Enjoy.
Bye, Sam.
Night night. Thank you,
Sam.
Sarah. See you. Bye. Bedtime for
she was out in the sun all day today. She probably is tired.
Yeah, she's definitely looking tan. She definitely.
Yeah.
If she was either by herself, you wouldn't notice as much, but sitting next to you, man,
You look like tan yourself. You got that red head on top of your head.
Yeah, yes. I was out in the sun today, and I'm usually not in the sun, so.
Yeah, she was looking a little bit lobsterish.
Yeah.
Ooh, Captain's drinking Outrider. That's a good one to start with. I do like the Outrider a lot. It's probably my favorite Wyoming they make, to be real honest.
So, what was it last weekend? I had a really interesting tasting. Bobby brought up a tasting of doing some cool bourbons, and a buddy of mine brought over. He had a bottle of Pappy 15. Luckily,
I'm sorry to interrupt, Matt. Highlight Ben Stahl's comment while Jason's talking.
oh, does anyone
Sorry.
know in fact
Raise it up a little bit.
versus the MVP? So, Matt, you probably have a better track for knowing this question.
It's in the barrels, but it'll probably be still another couple years before it hits the shelves.
I was pretty sure that I was going to answer that. They have their still. They are actually making their own juice. It is in the barrels, but it's going to be some years still.
Yeah, they got
Okay, you can get rid of that because we're eliminating people's faces.
can't beat time.
I apologize, Jason. Keep going.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, so a buddy brought over Pappy 15. And we're like, all right, let's. I said, let's blind taste this with some of the guys. So before they knew it, we set up 4 glasses, and in the glasses I had Pappy 15, Russell's Reserve single barrel, Henry McKenna, and what was the 4th one? It was the 4 Roses Small Batch Select. So all 4 of those were in the glass. Just mixed them up. Nobody knew what was in each glass. I had the key, depending on whatever letter it was. And out of 6 people, out of 6 guys, only 1 picked Happy 15 as their favorite.
Not really surprised.
I'm not surprised by that number.
The number 1 that was mostly voted on happened to be Russell's Reserve single barrel. I think. Sorry, 4 out of 6 picked the Russell's Reserve.
Nice.
I just thought it was a really interesting. I really thought it was an interesting experiment. It kind of went exactly the way I wanted because I love Russell's Reserve. So
No problem, Ben. Oh.
Yeah, the power of suggestion on Pappy, I think, is everything. If you do it blind, to me, they are just way too woody. 15 years, 20 years in a barrel is too damn long. 23 years in a barrel is just too damn long.
yeah, the last one I had,
For New Oak.
the last one I had was the 23, and it was like I was sucking bourbon through a 2x4.
It just gets worse or just gets oakier and oakier and oakier the higher you go up in ABV.
It's same with the Elijah Craig 18 and 23. The 18's not as bad. The 20 or the 23 is it's rough.
It's just the oakiest thing ever.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of the older aged. I think Elijah Craig's. I think their wheelhouse is in between that 8 to 10 year.
Yeah,
to 10 year. I think anything.
I think bourbon in general between 8 to 12 years is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 12. Yeah, 12.
Yeah, I think that's the magic number for bourbon. Unless we were doing it in like a really cold climate, maybe Washington State or Maine, may be able to get like a 13 or an 18 out of a bourbon barrel. But to me, it just gets really, really woody really quickly.
So what do you think the max age is for Texas?
6 years.
You know what? The thing that, like, up in Denison, you can get it a lot older than other places. I know Robert says he often make it to 8 to 12, depending. Is that to see? Who knows? Depends what you do with it.
There's a 10-year-old barrel at Herman Marshall that he can't sell. I'm sorry, it's 11 years old now because it's been a year since I've been to the distillery. He has an 11-year-old barrel at his place of establishment that he can't sell because it was distilled before he had a license. So he samples it out, and it's delicious juice. But
Really good.
I don't know if that's just a unique barrel or if that's just something that
So Johnny Drum is asking, how is 14-year Knob Creek so good? Because I don't think Knob Creek is aged in the best parts of the warehouse, so you could give it a little bit more time. Like Pappy is generally aged in the very, very bottom of the warehouses at Buffalo Trace, so you're going to get more of that oak influence. Knob Creek, I think, is a little bit higher, not so much. So I think it really, aging and location does a big part in how oaky or how sweet your whiskey is going to be. So,
So Will, do you ever carry a switchblade? Working at the shop?
No, I have a large wine key that I carry, but I don't have a switch.
It's a really good foil cutter. You just pop it out and cut the foil in there.
I heard that.
I highly recommend it.
Sure, that won't be scary at all. Nowhere. I'm just moving my leg.
So this is bottled at 40. It's bottled at. I need to buy new glasses. 48.
Eric Evanson. Eric pointed out, and for peated whiskeys, anything after 15 years of age, the smoke starts to fall away. I agree with that too. You can get some really, really old, ridiculously peaty whiskeys that the smoke is almost gone, and then something like Optimore that's just barely over 3, 4, 5 years old is like the most ridiculously smoky thing ever. So,
yeah, I love the younger peated stuff. Absolutely,
that's true.
Yeah, at this I have this Schledag Isla is ridiculously budget. What is it? Total Wine exclusive $19 bottle of Isla single malt. But it's probably a 3-year-old juice, and it's fairly peaty for being what it is. So
what I'm curious about is it because the smoke becomes more integrated and hence it's more hidden by the rest of the components, or is it actually dissipating? That's what I kind of wonder. I kind of wonder if it's the former. If it's because it's becoming more integrated, because it's more integrated, it's not as pronounced.
Or is it being actually filtered out by the charcoal layer of the barrel? And to me, that could be part of it too, because we're talking about carbons that were put into the liquid from the smoke. So carbons are going to get taken away from the liquid through the charcoal layer of the barrel. So to me, I'm thinking that it really has a lot to do with how much interaction it has with that char layer.
And I'm kind of curious. It could be even a combination of the both.
Right.
As well.
It absolutely probably is.
Dustin or DH Sil brought up a good question. I actually kind of was wondering this because I've never had these before. He said the Ardbeg 22 and 23 year were both still packing plenty of peat. So for those of you guys that have had that, is it just something magical about Ardbeg, or was it an anomaly?
I still think Ardbeg 23 had a lot less than Ardbeg 10.
I don't know. I'll pull it out and find out.
Of course you will.
Dustin shared, I think it was Ardbeg 22 with me, a sample of it. And I thinking about that now, I wish I would have tried it against the Ardbeg 10, but it definitely was peaty from what I remember. I mean, it wasn't like I was struggling to find it in there.
No. But Ardbeg, I mean, I don't think you could ever struggle to find Ardbeg.
Yeah, right.
But like a Kalila, you go up
Like,
that
when I
that
had
long with the Kalila and you probably not can find it.
Yeah, Lagavulin 8 was probably the first peated whiskey I fell in love with. And then when I tried that against the Lagavulin 16, as good as the 16 is, as much as I love it, I actually preferred the 8 a little bit over the 16. I just like the bite to it, and I
do too.
the sharp.
On a side-by-side, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just something about the younger Lagavulin I liked a little bit better.
Yeah, Donner Passman, she says, peat also seems to calm down with air and time in the open bottle as well. That's correct.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Man, just on the nose, this is a whiskey. I don't need to drink it. I can just sit there and sniff it all day. And this is just a neck pour. It's freaking awesome.
That's the Glengoyne Legacy?
Yeah, it's the Legacy 2019 series, chapter 1. I'm already thinking I need to go back and buy another one.
What's the ABV of that one? And what are they?
48.
Is that pure sherry cask?
You know what? I don't know. I bought this at a local shop. I saw that, said, never heard of it. I think it was around 65, if I recall, which I thought was a pretty decent price. So I bought it. And I'm totally unfamiliar with it. I will do more research on it when I do the actual video on it. But that's not as much I can tell you. It doesn't say, other than it's essential filtered, there's no added coloring or anything like that. It doesn't say.
All right, I'm going to pour the Ardbeg, the Lafroig 25 and a Ardbeg 20-something, which is a 23.
The
I didn't
egg has been my
25.
budget Isla for long before Daniel announced it on the vault. That's for sure. That thing goes on sale for $16.99 a bottle. I buy like 10 of them.
Which one is it?
The Schladeg Isla.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Somebody in the chat had said it's Daniel Whittington's preferred budget Isla, and that's been my preferred budget Isla forever.
Long time. I just happened to randomly pick it up and it stuck.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the price point, come on.
The Lafroig 25, as far as the nose and the peat goes, just blows Ardbeg 20 out of the water.
That's being all serious.
Well, it's important. It's for science, and the audience wants to.
Yeah. And Pose and Matt's like, hold my beer.
Let me pour a
Can I
glass
go
from
over
these
there?
two $500 bottles nonchalantly.
Matt, can I come to your house?
You do all the time.
So to answer Jason's question, it's first fill European oak Oloroso sherry cask, as well as some refill casks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
And
it kind of goes away.
for 54 pounds at the Whiskey Exchange. I think I paid 65, which is about, actually it's less than that American. But I would say, I mean, I'm just getting into it, just started, right off I'm impressed immediately.
Yeah. Eric is asking if I've ever tried Smoky Joe. I've never tried Smoky Joe. I will ask her to buy me some. I'm not allowed to go to liquor stores. I spend far too much money. I cannot go. I'm not allowed.
You
But
can go. You
I
just can't bring a credit card or any cash.
Huh?
You can go. You just can't bring a credit card or any cash. Or
Yeah, you can look all you want.
No, don't give it to me on credit, Eric. It's not good. Like it's not good.
No, they
Well,
won't.
we're good for it. We'll put them on it. We'll run a tab.
That's right.
His wife will come in eventually.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not. It's better that I just not go.
No.
Yeah, on the taste, the Freud 25 has more peat still, but neither one of them has a tremendous amount of peat, to be real honest. They're both really good, but I would say neither one has tremendous amounts compared to the younger stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to move on to another whiskey that I really like to share with others, and that would be the Eleanor. Mostly just because I have a hand in it, and I'm a member of the Patreon, and I get to make decisions in it. And I think it's fun that I have a whiskey that, you know, there's decisions that I made that went into this, and I think it's just incredible.
But it's yours autographed. Mine's autographed.
So
mine's autographed.
yeah, right. I have a couple of those up there, but I haven't opened those yet.
Yeah, we have 2 of the original bottles.
We have a
up
1 and a
there.
2 that we haven't yet opened. We don't
They're
know if we will,
autographed.
but we might. We'll see.
We will.
We're not whiskey collectors, but we'll see.
I had a couple of originals waiting for me at the distillery that I ordered last year. Just waiting to pick them up. So which one?
Well, this is the Kentucky Owl Batch 2 Rye. We finished Batch 1 Rye at La Quinta last year, so this is now Batch 2. I'm sure I'll have it down at La Quinta again this year, so it'll be all good.
Yeah, batch 3 just got released, which is a 10-year-old rye whiskey.
Did they bring the price down?
No, the same as 2.
Then they're done. They're idiots. That crap is still sitting on the shelf all over the place, and it's just fools.
So there's a liquor store by me, and they do get a lot of really good stuff, but they sell it the stuff that's hard to find at higher than secondary prices. But it's funny because you can tell these guys they're not bourbon guys. They don't know what they've got. And when they get something that's expensive like Kentucky Owl, like they have Kentucky Owl sitting on their sshelf for $300. They're like, I guess to them they're like, oh, this is expensive, so let's mark it up because people must want, you know, or they have shit you not. They have Boss Hog Spirit of Mauve, and they have it for $700.
Boy, get him.
Good gosh. Yeah, don't shop there, apparently.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. I go in sometimes just to look at what they're charging for stuff, and it's outrageous. But yeah, that one cracks me up. This Boss Hog is $500, so we could probably sell it for $700.
Idiots.
Yeah, I found probably the most ridiculous store here on Long Island. My mom lives up near Deer Park area. I went down to Deer Park Avenue, found a liquor store down by in the shopping center. I walked in, and they had Weller 12 sitting behind the case, which you don't normally see. But then I looked down, and on the bottom of it, 4 or 5 more Weller 12s just lined up. I'm like, why the hell these guys got so many laying around here? Then I looked up and looked at the price. They had it for $400 a bottle.
What?
For Weller 12, $400 a bottle.
Jesus.
Then next to it, so you guys, are you familiar with the Orphan Barrel Forger's Keep, the scotch that they just
Yeah.
Forger's Keep. So retail, that's a $250 bottle. They had it marked up to $600. They also had every Van Winkle and every Pappy, and I'm not even gonna go to the prices what those were. They were
I
upwards.
had a guy come and tell me that he goes to Vegas all the time, and they got Pappy on the shelf all over the place in Vegas. And I was like, yeah, but how much does it cost? He's like $800 to $1,000 a bottle. And I'm like, well, of course they have it on the freaking shelf all the time. Like, nobody's going to pay that price for it.
I need to be alone with this whiskey.
All right, Matt, shut it down. Eric, keep it alone.
Well, that's Eric's problem. He go in the corner anytime he wants.
Just stop
the
the
bottle
camera for a few minutes.
for just collecting dust, because I was here last year for at Christmas time, and I went to that same store, and the prices are those same bottles that I saw are just sitting there collecting dust because the prices are ridiculous. And the guy comes over, he goes, "Oh, you want me to open the case?" I'm like, no, your prices are stupid. He goes, "Excuse me?" I'm like, $400 for Weller 12. I'm like, you could get it on the secondary for $160. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, for real.
And he shot me a look, and he was like, "Get out of my store, dude."
Jeez, that's insane. Hey, Antonio from Whiskey Quest is in here. Just check him out if you guys haven't. He's just joined in.
I just took my pants off.
I'm surprised
Thanks,
you
Eric.
started with them on.
Well, I didn't want my ass sliding off the chair, you know. Plus, I was eating, you know.
Yeah.
Totally
It
proper.
would be weird to eat without pants on.
Yeah. Well, in case you drop hot food, you know,
You want a barrier.
you don't want to do that.
Sometimes a napkin is not sufficient.
Oh,
Bounty doesn't always work.
wow. I'm just like this. Glengoyne is. I mean, there. You think in terms of quality price ratios and how many whiskeys are out there? 120, 125, 150, $200, and this one's 57 pounds, or I think I paid 65 US. I'm like, holy shimolians! If you pay any more for a Scotch than what you can get this for, I feel like a fool. This is so, and this is just a neck pour. I haven't even gotten down the shoulder. I just opened this, and yet it's just so freaking awesome. If the table rises up a few inches, you're gonna know why.
Wow, that good, huh?
Wow, I'm telling you.
Well, I don't have that one, Eric, but I do have the cash strength. So 59.1 in Glengoyne, so that'll have to do.
Yeah, Deanston and Glengoyne got to be two of the most underrated, other than when you're listening to Roy, the two underrated Highland single malt scotches. They're just
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that teapot dram is out of this world.
Oh my God, I would die for a bottle of that.
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I would not only die, I would kill two people for one.
the sample I had of that stuff was so freaking good. One of the most
If anybody's got one and they've got somebody they don't like, let me know.
unique scotches and whiskeys I've ever had. It's incredible stuff.
Yeah, we had one at the Christmas party. A guy brought one last year. It was incredible. I was like, oh my, it was mind-blowing good. I couldn't believe it. Then he brought the old, was it the Glendronach 15, the old version prior to the revival. Also fantastic. Such good stuff.
Was that the night we tried Bald Monkey?
No, that was a different night. That was the Highland Park one when we had the Bald Monk.
Oh, that was a fun bourbon.
So I guess Eric Evanson's came in late. This is the Glengoyne, the Legacy series, Chapter 1, bottled 2019. This is a bottle at 48% alcohol by volume. Aged in Oloroso, first fill Oloroso, plus some refills.
Now, is that distillery only, Eric?
No, I got this at a local shop here.
Really?
So this isn't one I brought back. I've got, because I didn't go to Glengoyne. I went Glengoyne last year.
Okay.
So I've got other stuff. This is something I was out shopping. Well, one of the local shops moved to a location, so I wanted to check them out and see what the new store is like. And I was almost went crazy. They've got like first growth Bordeaux from like 82 all the way up to like 2000, which I know you guys don't give a shit, don't know what that is. But
I do.
Yeah, huge inventory. And I'm like, holy cow. Anyway, so I was shopping in their whiskey department and found this one. But they're selling Elijah Craig for 150. I was like, hell no.
No, that's crazy.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Richie Z had mentioned that Ball Blair 25. That thing is unbelievable. Thanks to Ben Stahl, I thankfully have one in the collection. Thanks to Ben, so I appreciate that. Ben's a good guy. I think everybody's going on to the Bastard's Ball should meet Ben down there.
So Eric Evanson's asking. He said he was asking about the teapot dram. So if you go to my video from my tour, my visit to the teapot dram, the person I actually took a class with at Glengoyne, he actually explains it. So
very cool.
It's a very long story, but check out my video on Glengoyne Distillery from my tour in 2018. And the gentleman that I toured with, there's a short little clip there where he actually explains the teapot dram. So there you go. Anyway, so check that out.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Whiskey Quest asks, how long will I go without shaving? I shave every day. My neck down here and my head up here. Just the rest I don't.
Keep going, Eric. You got this.
So are you going for something like this, or are you gonna like? Do you have an idea, or
I don't know. I've never done this before. This is a first. So I've grown a beard before when 30 years ago, whatever, before I went in the Marine Corps. But so this will be new. It's extremely annoying. It so has to do with how much I can tolerate.
It will be for a little while, but it goes away.
yes, it does.
Well, it's not the itching. It's you have a nose hair that you have a mustache hair that turns upwards and goes up into your nose.
That yes.
This is itching, or you're talking and all of a sudden it's crawling into your lip, into your mouth, or whatever. So
yeah, I keep these ones trimmed up pretty good because I don't like hair going into my mouth.
Yeah, biting down on a cheeseburger and biting your mustache, that sucks.
Oh boy.
I don't understand those guys with the ridiculously long mustaches. I just don't get it because I can't. I need to be able to eat.
So I'll do this for a while, but now I need to buy a bow tie and some suspenders
There you go.
and get some tattoos.
A bow tie, suspenders, and tattoos.
Yes.
You should tattoo the flames on your head like Bam Bam Bigelow.
No. The goal is to go hipster, not freakazoid. Yeah, I'll wear a plaid shirt, get a bow tie, suspenders, and then have tattoos on my arms, and then I'll be a hipster.
It's funny because like the YouTube world like knows me as a bearded guy, and I'm pretty new to beards. Like I've been clean shaven for probably up until 2 years ago. So it's funny. I see people now that I haven't seen in a few years, and they don't recognize me. And you guys, if I shaved, would be like, what the hell?
Yeah. Although I've seen your wedding pics, so I've seen you those ones.
Yeah, dude, your wedding pics. I did not think that.
It's like a wee baby.
Without the beard, your eyes look bigger.
No, go back.
So if I don't go hipster, I'm going to go for a fatter version of Daniel Whittington.
There you go.
Hey Matt, what bottle is that in front of you? Is that Koval?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the Koval 4 grain, which is a single barrel. It's in Chicago, and these are all organic, and they're fantastic. It's oat, malted barley, rye, and wheat. And this is my favorite Koval of all of them. I love Koval in general. They just make great whiskey. But yeah, like their bourbon's unique because their bourbon is corn and spelt. They're all into the weird grains and make kind of like Corsair is.
Yeah.
Like they have 100% oat whiskey that's really tasty.
The Corsair oat grain is one of the chocolatest whiskeys I've had in a long time. Very chocolatey.
Chocolatiest?
Chocolatiest. That's the word, man. That's the word.
Alcona's rye is super chocolatey. And so is that Cedar Ridge single malt that the Iowans sent us too. That thing is super chocolatey.
Did you say the Balcones rye?
Yeah.
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 I love that Cedar Ridge.
That's a chocolate bomb.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yep.
Can't beat that rye. It's totally different than anything else. So it's all good though. Oh, let's see. But speaking of Balcones, I know you like this one, Jason. This is the French Oak single malt.
Oh, I don't have it here, man.
Look at how much is left in his bottle.
Yeah, right?
So what the frick is a froke?
The French Oak.
French oak.
Oh, French oak. Okay, froke. Gotcha. Okay.
It's this lazy Texans, we want to put shit on our bottles, so you buy it, it's all good.
We're trying to capture the Floki market.
There you go.
Floki market. There you go.
Froky.
I'm gonna bring 2 suitcases. I fly down to Austin on Friday.
Empty, so you can bring
Suitcases. One just fill up with bottles.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I'll be around Austin. Well, probably won't do anything Friday night, but Saturday and Sunday be running around. And then Monday I got to drive down to San Antonio. I'll be working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in San Antonio. Thursday night, plan on visiting a distillery in San Antonio. Maybe hit one on Friday and then drive back up to Austin. And then Saturday and visit more distilleries, and then Sunday fly home.
Nice.
Should be cool.
That should be cool. That should be a good time for sure.
It should be ball sweating hot. It's like 100 degrees.
Oh, it's going to be.
Gee.
Don't worry. You might want to get rid of the beard by then.
No, hell no. I've been patient this long.
Are you waiting to shave it till after you go to the Bastards Ball?
No, actually, I'm going to see how long this goes. I'm thinking about getting a second job in December and work as Santa Claus at the mall.
Be fun.
I already got dibs on the malls in Cincinnati, so just back off.
So Dram Bam, thank you, man, mentions the Hench of Saros. He says it's excellent. I had that one. I had that one with Daniel, and that was freaking awesome. And it wasn't available at the distillery, but then I had my brain just went boot. The distiller, master distiller,
Jared.
Yeah, I had Jared on my channel, and he said, "Oh, if I'd known you were coming, I could have got you one." I'm like,
Eric, need one, Eric?
Pardon?
You still need one?
Yeah, I definitely would like to get one when I get down there.
Okay, yeah, you could. If you can't follow, let me know. We can get that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the Hechicheros was that was another awesome one from the sample tasting I had. Such a good whiskey. So when I don't know if you guys caught Aquavite's live stream, he had brought up that question that we were kind of throwing back and forth on another live stream. We were talking about if you could take one distillery with you on a deserted island. Not so much one whiskey, but one distillery based on the core range of offerings that they offer. What would it be?
Yeah, Middleton.
Really
He's smart.
Okay, that's cool. That's a good call out.
It encompasses like what 3, 4, 6 distilleries.
Absolutely, that's very smart.
Yeah. From that standpoint, I go MGP.
You just want all the mash bills. All of them.
And we're on the same island, so.
So originally I said Ardbeg, but then later I thought maybe Glyph Molecular, so I could burn it down and save the whiskey world.
So can I pick Sazerac and get all their affiliates?
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's a good choice, Bobby. It's like covers half of America.
That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of a cop-out choice, man.
It's like choosing
How's he going to be a cop out?
a group ownership like Diageo. We'll choose them.
Right.
So Roy said, I thought he was going to say Deanston. I was kind of surprised. He went Springbank.
It's a good choice.
If you look at the philosophy why he picked that, I get it, because to me in the beginning, I thought it'd be something really simple, but then when you think about the core offerings, the entire line, Deanston doesn't really offer, they have some special releases, but if you want something peated, if you want something lightly peated, if you want something sherry, Deanston can't really give that to you just yet. But
Plus they produce Longgrow as well. The Longgrow.
Springbank.
Yeah, Hazelburn too.
Yeah.
So.
Springbank can. You get 3.
He froze.
3.
So
5.
No, you're back.
you're good. I hate to say it, but because it's corny, but I think I would pick Buffalo Trace. And if I could be on an island with the BTAC stuff all to myself, I would be happy.
You have a point.
Yeah. For me, for bourbon, I would probably lean towards Buffalo Trace. For Scotch, I would probably it's somewhere between it kind of switches from day to day, probably either Bunnahabhain or Bruichladdich. Yeah,
I think those two, because both Bruichladdich and Bunnahabhain have all that heavily peated stuff, all this no peat or beautiful sherry cast. It's such a vast range to carry.
Yeah,
they're beautiful, beautiful distilleries.
Bruichladdich for Scott for me.
Yeah, I want variety if I'm on an island. If I feel like today and something else.
And classic Lottie.
Yeah, if I was going to go with bourbon, I think I would go with Buffalo Trace as well. But
Yeah.
Nobody here said the Macallan.
No, I like them, but their crap is crazy expensive.
yeah, but if you're on
just
an
have the
island
whole
and you have a
distillery.
distillery,
Or Macallan.
Yeah, but it's most
You're on an island.
very
You can
similar.
trade 4 coconuts for one.
No. It'd be like 20 coconuts. It's Macallan.
That's right. That's right. Good point, Sarah. It's 20.
And those can't be coconuts that have already fallen. You have to have picked
to
them
crack
while they
them
were still up
yourself.
in the tree.
Fresh.
They have to be perfect. They can't be cracked. There's juice.
But yeah, in terms of a range of flavor, I think Roy's got a good point there in terms of and variety. He's got a good point there going with Springbank, and yet it's almost a micro distillery in terms of the size, the production, the quantity they put out. It's definitely one of the most old school. No computers. They're doing anything manually. I mean, it's in the dark ages compared to everybody else. It's really an amazing place.
Has Macallan put out anything peated?
They yes, they put out the black. It's $2,100, only available in the UK.
Dear Lord, that's like 50 coconuts, Matt.
I've never heard of that one. That's interesting. Macallan Black.
Yeah, it's their rare cast black.
Wow.
Yes, the answer is
What's the exchange rate?
I gotta start.
20. Motherfucker asked me for 50.
I gotta start climbing trees today.
Well, the problem with them producing a peated, if you're going to use peated barley, you got to shut everything down, clean everything out before you do whatever it is you're going to do next, because that's going to remain in there. But you can get around it like the Glenlivet and Adura, whereas they're not using peated barley, they're using a cask that previously had peated whiskey in it. Mm-hmm. And I have a bottle of the Glenlivet and Adura peated, and it's freaking awesome. And that's about
Balvenie does for Peat Week.
Yeah,
look at what Balvenie does for Peat Week. They shut the whole distillery down for and create that whiskey. And it's one of my favorite peated whiskeys that come out every year.
Yeah, but if you look at the size of Macallan, if they did that, someone's going to shit a brick. I mean, that's a major operation running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
For an entire week.
Yeah, that
would be a long time.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
It is.
Big brand. Would they, much like Balvenie, would you be able to mass market produce enough whiskey if you didn't do an entire week of running that same peated, barley through your still?
I mean, they have their shutdown times like anybody else has to, in terms of cleaning and maintenance and stuff. But I can't imagine them doing that.
Yeah, I would think a distillery that's as experienced and as huge as Macallan, they should be able to do it. But
they have 24 stills. I mean, crap.
Yeah, they could do probably one wash and 2 spirit stills or something like that.
Surely you could afford to.
Don't call me Shirley.
That's like I said, 50 coconuts and maybe like my pinky, and then I got a bottle.
But yeah, I think Roy's changed my mind. Yeah, I think I'd probably head towards Springbank.
Really? Even over Ardbeg?
Yeah, not just because of the range of flavors. I mean, I love Ardbeg, but it doesn't have the breadth of Springbank.
It doesn't need to. It's Ardbeg.
I know, but I love Motorhead, but after a while, I need to listen to Vivaldi and Bach and Mozart and and.
But Motorhead.
I know. I can listen to something. Eventually, I've been listening to Tool has a new album out.
Yeah, that's a good album too.
That's a really good album. Yeah, it's good.
And I've been editing my videos while listening to Tool.
Nice.
And very rarely can I listen to music with lyrics and singing in it or vocals while I'm doing editing because it's too distracting. Yeah. But I get into a weird sort of psychological state. The one song that I really love, it's actually in my head right now as I'm talking, is Numa. There's one called Numa on the new album, a new track. It's like going in my head constantly over and over and over again. Yeah. I love it.
Matt,
if I could weed, I probably would, but I can't.
Matt, what would be your distillery you would pick?
I'd probably go Bruichladdich because they make 200 different expressions over the time they've been there, so that's good enough for me.
Nice.
I can't really go wrong. They make the whole breath. Oh, gosh. I'd be very, very happy there.
So I'm about to have to wrap up. I don't know if everybody's about to have to wrap up, but we're going to be going off about 11 o'clock so Sarah can get up for early in the morning. I'm going to go off with my first involvement in a barrel pick, which is another thing that I love to share with people. So
Yes.
I'm going to sign off the evening with that. The first barrel pick that I ever got to be a part of is something that I will probably end up buying a case of this whiskey just so that I always have it to share with people because I think it's really amazing that I got to help pick this.
And if you still want some, it's still available at Mirage. And
Shut up. I'm going to buy some more.
There's
I
plenty.
I will be getting a bottle when I get to Texas.
Get you some.
It's really, really tasty.
Yeah, yeah.
This is one of my favorite ryes I've ever had, if not my favorite rye.
Yeah, and we're not rye people, so
We're not rye. I'm not a rye person. This is a really good Dremel whiskey.
My first bottle's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, my first bottle's half gone, and I haven't really shared. This has been all me. I've shared a little.
In the empty bottle.
I just grabbed some rare breed barrel proof just
Yes.
Because barrel proof.
because barrel proof. And
Because I only have my 2 whiskeys here, I decided I'm going to finish tonight with a blend of
I was gonna say
here and the 4 Roses. I'm blending it. So
I love it.
do it.
Which
Bobby, are
4
you still with
Roses? What's the?
it's just a single barrel.
Oh, okay.
Good choice. Now, this is not my last one, but just because this is actually this is Josh Holiday and Cast Strength's pick of Iron Root. This is the Evolution barrel. Holy crap, is it good?
Yeah, I had some of that. That shit is
That is
pretty
an
epic.
pour.
122.76. It's delicious.
Think it's
Which
the-
one is that?
This is the Harbinger, but this is actually Cast Strength pick.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So
Yeah,
mine's 60.5. What's yours at?
61.38.
Okay. Oh, yours is a little higher. And then I have a Magic Mana corn as well.
Oh, that Magic Mana we tried that day, Eric, was unbelievable. That may be my favorite corn. I think of all of them is that Magic Mana. To be real honest, I hope they do more stuff with Magic Mana.
So were they going to do something with the Sauterne cask or something like that, or
They were mentioning that, so I hope so.
because that would be a perfect pairing in terms of the sweetness and honey notes of the Magic Mana corn, along with the Sauterne. That would work really, really, really
Oh
well.
yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
I like this blend, guys. It's really good.
I want to see more wine finished whiskeys. I want to see more of the wine barrels getting into the whiskey community here in America. Because what we have been finding on our distillery tours is that a lot of these new distilleries are using really crappy barrels to age their whiskey in.
Oh,
Really young barrels, wood that hasn't been seasoned for nearly long enough. And I would absolutely love to see wine barrels being introduced to age their whiskey in instead of them buying these shitty new barrels.
Yeah.
which is why I put a red wine whiskey on my top 10 before you die list. And Long Grow, their 10s, their red wine casks that they come out with every year are I've tasted that I can think of all of them, and they've all been fantastic.
Seems Jason's
Yeah,
got
I
something
had
to say about his blend over there. Jason.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice blend with these two. It's the Stag Junior flavors with that cherry cola, kind of intense vanilla and oakiness, but you add the 4 Roses to it, and all of a sudden you get a layer of kind of fresh fruit to it. So it's an actually really interesting blend. If you guys have these 2 whiskeys, I would tell you to give
Play
them a
around
little
a
bit of a
little
blend. Play around a little bit with some. I'm interested to kind of play around with the ratios of this one. It'd be a pretty nice blend for 2 bourbons.
What'd you do right off the bat there? Just 50-50 or?
Yeah, I actually did. Did a little bit more, probably 60-40, leaning towards Stag. The Stag
Probably
Junior.
what I would have done.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
Donald Ranch just threw up a question for all of you guys. What whiskey is the best value for age or quality? Right now, I'm having JP Weiser's 35 And for $200 Canadian, I'm struggling to find a better bargain.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
For peated whiskey, you can't beat an Ardbeg 10 quality price ratio. And for bourbons, and everybody says the same thing, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
Yeah, probably good.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, for bourbon, I would say Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and Old Grandad 114 are my favorite two values.
My favorite value right now is this Balcones pot still bourbon. $30 for a just ridiculously good quality Texas bourbon.
If you want a sherry cask, you're probably looking at Glendronach or Glengoyne. Scott, Scotch Test Dummies, just did their top 10 before he died. He did some excellent recommendations for Glendronachs.
Yeah.
I think he started off with the Glendronach 18, and he said, but if you can't get that, and he named some other ones. So, yeah, I would probably go a Glengoyne or a Glendronach, depending on what's available. I'd go for those as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, if we're gonna go for big bad boys, you might as well go for George T. Stagg and Thomas H. Handy. I mean, you can't really go wrong with those.
Gonna show everybody up.
Thomas H. Handy is like it's like drinking candy. It's so amazing. Oh my gosh.
But I've shared both these with tons and tons of people, so that's why I said, this is some of my favorite things to share. In fact, I guess, Sarah, you got some of this last year at the ball. That was your
Yes, I did.
gift.
Yes, I did. What are you giving me this year?
You come all the time. I think you get a gift almost every week.
I'm just kidding. You should see my side.
I was going to say our side cabinet just is full of whiskeys that we've gotten from Matt. So, yes, we are very appreciative
sample
of you,
bottles. I'll bring all my samples to the ball.
This has to be for the money at retail for $100. You really can't beat George T. Stagg.
I actually agree with that.
I think it's significantly better than Pappy for sure.
So so about the Basher's Ball. On the one hand, everybody and their grandmother is going to be bringing all kinds of whiskey. There will be no shortage of whiskey.
No,
and if I don't, I don't really need to bring some because there's going to be a ton there. But if I don't bring something, I'm going to look like a cheap bastard.
This is true.
We are not bringing whiskey. We're bringing bacon.
Okay. So I should bring something, so at least I can say Eric brought something. Particularly since I just brought back a ton from Scotland, I should bring something to share.
There you go.
I don't like bringing open bottles back home in my luggage. That's the one issue.
Right. Leave them for the vault.
Yeah, but all my stuff are straight on from Scotland only. I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, I can't blame you on those. Those I would leave at home. Just bring a sample vial or something of them.
Or I could bring a glyph. That I can leave that with them.
You have to bring glyph because you tell me how horrible it is. I have to try it. It's going to be like admitted to La Quinta.
I'll bring some Hepacac as well.
What the hell is that?
Hepacac? That's when you need to induce vomiting.
Oh God! No, we don't need that. You can keep that one.
I'm actually really hoping my Weller foolproof pick is ready to go before Austin, because I'm definitely be bringing a couple of those down.
You got a Weller full pick?
Yeah, I was in a Weller foolproof pick. Yep.
So Whiskey Brazil says to bring Lafroig 10, but I would bring a Lafroig cask 10 cask strength. Batch 10. Everybody's got a Lafroig 10, but the Lafroig 10 cask strength batch 10,
like this Lafroig 10 cask strength batch 10 here.
Got one.
There you go.
There it is.
That's freaking awesome. That'd be more rather than a Lafroig 10 regular. That's what I would bring.
So Eric, this one was at my grocery store, and it was labeled as regular Lafroig, so it was like right around or right under $50, and they had 4, so I bought all 4.
Oops!
Jesus!
When they do that.
Can I have one?
It's my favorite. Yeah, that's how I got mine. It was $46. Like, good enough.
I think I paid $65.70 somewhere in that neighborhood, which is still a very good price for that whiskey.
Yeah,
for sure.
Jason, speaking of, can you sell one to me? That Weller.
It's going to be it's actually going to be named the Kraken. because it's a salty. It's very salt caramel. It's one of the saltiest. One of the saltiest wheated bourbons we tried. It's absolutely amazing. It depends on how many I'm able to buy from the store. I'm hoping I can get 2 cases of it. If so, I'll definitely.
We'll sell you some money early if we need to.
Yeah.
Just let us know.
Yeah. I will keep you guys posted.
I want a bottle of that pretty bad.
I will keep you guys posted.
Mm. Hey, I gotta go. I gotta get up in the morning and go to work.
Yeah, us
We
too.
were just going to say the same thing. So we're going to sign off as well, Matt. I don't know if you want to stay on or not, but
So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for having me on, Matt.
And thanks for coffee.
Tell us what's going on with your channels before you leave. All that good stuff.
that's fair.
So what you got going on there?
Eric, go ahead and announce yourself and tell us who you are before you sign off.
I'm Erik Wait Wine Studies, and Erik Wait Whiskey Studies. Just hit 5,000 subscribers. I've been around for a year, and I'm the sexiest whiskey channel out there. So there you go.
You know what, Eric? You're right. I did ask for that. Jason, you're up, buddy.
Find me on the Mash and Drum. Apparently, I'm the second sexiest guy on the whiskey. Find me on the Mash and Drum. Also, find me on the Mash and Drum on Instagram and at Mash and D on Twitter. Subscribe. Check out my latest video, Top 7 Whiskeys, Top 7 Rye Whiskeys, go-to and available rye whiskeys. Also have some cocktails in there. And keep an eye out for my 10 top whiskeys to try before you die, which I'll be posting next week.
Oh, you can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Grindr as well.
I'm really surprised you didn't know that he was already the sexiest whiskey or tuber already there, Jason.
Yeah, I just found out tonight, so I'm glad I know this now.
Okay, so I Whiskey She Wines.
Thank you very much for joining us.
My counterpart Sam left us a little bit ago, and I'm the 11th sexiest man on whiskey YouTubing.
11.
So
Credit, Bobby. Go.
that's it.
All right. And we're Will and Sarah. We're part of the Whiskey Crusaders. Matt, again, I don't know if you want to stay on or not, but we got to get out.
Everybody wants to. I'm willing to. I don't care.
Right,
Fine by
cheers.
me. If not, it's whatever. But yeah, we got coming out tomorrow's Old Pulteney 25. We did a Lone Elm barrel pick on Saturday. That should be out in the next few weeks. Where to check out, and it's delicious. It's probably the best. It may be the best West wheat whiskey I've ever had, to be real honest. It is unbelievable. It is.
I can actually agree with that. It is my favorite wheat whiskey I've tried so far.
Wait, which one? The
Lone Elm.
which one?
It's called Lone Elm. It's out in Forney, Texas. It's a little distillery out there. And it is.
They don't have a lot of great distribution, and their small batch is not the best product out there. Their single barrel program though is really, really good. So
Yep. So
That's
I
some
guess
good stuff.
if everybody's done, we can go. Are you just gonna stay on, Bobby? You ready to go?
I probably should go.
Okay.
My kids are gonna get me up no matter how late I stay up.
They do that.
Yeah.
So,
So
all right,
there's
everybody.
35 people still in the chat. And everybody that joined us. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate the hell out of you. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Hope everybody had a great Labor Day. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Happy Labor Day.
Nice.